Okay, so welcome. We're going to get started with our practice tonight. We're going to do a nice mellow practice. We're going to actually start out with movement, focusing more on stretching tonight and just letting the body be nice and open, releasing stress. And we want to make sure we sleep well. So we always wind it down at the end, hold those poses a little bit longer, especially those forward folds and those rotations, because those are the postures that are going to help us with sleep. And we are going to be ending with a shoulder stand today. Shoulder stand is one of the best postures to support sleep and help heal the systems in the upper body. Okay, so let's get started. I'm glad you guys are here tonight. Okay. So coming to your mat, we are going to do a little bit of a flow. Just get everything moving to start. Let me fix my camera. And get everything moving to start. Help kind of release the day. Okay. And we're going to move through the shoulders to start. So moving the shoulders forward, going forward with the shoulders. So it's just like this. You got it. And then moving back. So you're going to go back. What I want you to pay attention to is any kind of tension that you might be feeling in the shoulders. Roll back and see if you can kind of loosen them up. And then we're going to move into a swinging action with the arm. So one arm swings across. And yes, I definitely want you going into some momentum there, because I want you to kind of release any kind of holding and stress in the neck and shoulders. Good. And then we're going to add that into a rotation, looking all the way behind you. It's a little bit of Qigong here. Qigong is fantastic. It definitely helps release stress out of the body. Good. And then from there, relaxing, and then letting the arms come up, reaching, press through your feet, draw your navel in, and then release down into a forward fold. And pause there. Let the head relax. I'm wearing black tights, so I think I'm going to put my purple mat on. So just let the head relax. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and extend the spine. Look up and then step back. Lunge. High lunge. And then step back, down dog. Drop down onto your knees and release back into extended prayer. And then coming up and dropping forward, lower. And lift up, Bhujanasana. And take it back. Adho Mukha Savasana, down dog. Pause there. And then stepping forward with your right leg again, we go into a high lunge. Good, and then that back leg steps forward, going into an extension, lengthen, and then fold. And then inhale up. Exhale, drop all the way down, a little bit different this time. Inhale, extend, and then step back into down dog. Pause there. Drop down onto your knees, shift down and lift. And then take it back, down dog. Right leg steps forward, warrior one, and reach. Pause there and then relax the shoulders. So what I want you to do is, instead of keeping the shoulders reaching up,
drop them down. Move the shoulder blades down the back. And then release and step back. Down dog. Drop forward into plank, modify to the knees if you need to, lower. Lift up Bhujanasana and press back, Adho Mukha Savasana, down dog. And then the left leg steps forward, drop your back heel and reach up. Again, warrior one, and drop those shoulders, shoulder blades down the back. Okay, that back heel is on the ground, so rotate it, drop it to the ground. You got it. Awesome. And release, step back, down dog. Again, shifting forward plank and modifying to the knees if you need to, lower, lift, back. Look up at your hands and step forward. Go into an extension and fold. Inhale up. And then exhale, we're going to drop down, bend the knees, lift. And then exhale, forward fold, down. Inhale, extension. Step back into plank this time, lower. Lift. Press back, down dog. Now the right leg's going to step forward and open up for warrior two. Reach. Take it into warrior four. Breathing into that side body, into the ribs. Drop down and then step back, plank. Lower. Lift. Take it back, down dog. Left leg steps forward, warrior two. Palm, reach up, warrior four. Taking breath into the ribs. Release down. Step back, plank. Lower. Lift. Back, down dog, and pause there. Take a few breaths. Relax. Relax your head. Good. And then from there, we're going to drop the right knee and open up. Reach and take that arm that's in the air and extend it alongside that body, that ear, the head. Now we're going to do a little change in direction. This hand is then going to lift up, and then you're going to lift the toes and drop. And come back up and reach. Get some extension there. Try to release out of the ribs. Come back up, lift the toes and drop. Opens up that inner thigh a little bit. And then release and step back. Down dog. Shift forward plank, lower. Lift and back. Good. Now we're going to drop that left knee. Open up, reach. Taking that arm that's in the air alongside the ear, alongside the head. Getting length there. Then lift up, lift the toes, drop. And come back up. Open up that side body, reach. and then lift and drop. And come back up, release, step back, down dog. Shift forward plank, lower, lift, back, down dog, pause there. Go back into right leg stepping forward, warrior two. We're gonna go warrior two to Parsvakonasana. So instead of into warrior four, now you drop down, or you can use a block or drop the hand to the ground. Hold it there. Reach. Good. Then swing that arm around, and we are going to add rotation. So drop the back knee, turn the torso towards the front leg, and reach. So you do want to drop your hips down, and I've got my left hand, you guys, on the ground. My left hand is on the ground. You can use a block. And release and step back. Down dog. Shift forward plank and lower. Lift up Bhujanasana. Take it back. Down dog. Hold it. Then the left leg steps forward. Again, Virabhadrasana 2. Open up. Good. And remember, we're going from Virabhadrasana 2 into Parsvakonasana. So dropping down, holding it here, or going lower with a block, hands on the ground. Swing the arm around and drop that back knee. Keep the right hand on the ground and turn your torso towards that front leg and reach. Swing the arm around and step back, down dog. And again, we're shifting forward into plank, lower. Lift up Bhujanasana. Good, and we're gonna take it back into child's pose. So first, child's pose, big toes together, open up the knees and release your forehead down. I do want you to have your arms at your side, just because that's a more relaxing position. We're gonna be here for a little bit. Relax. Okay. Then we're going to come out of child's pose and go into a crawling position. Hold it here. Take the right arm under So we want to do a rotation. So right arm goes under and turn your head to the left and lean back and take the other arm up. Now, if you want to, you can pick up the left leg. This is optional. If you want to do this, you have to remove that left arm, bring it back to the ground. Left leg goes up and over. Okay. And then I keep my hand here. And that's a rotation. It's just a little added wowzer. Okay. I typically do not put my arm behind my back if I'm taking the leg up and over. Then releasing that left leg up, release it out, and then lift. We're doing the other side. Left shoulder goes under in that midline of your mat, drop. Okay. You can hold it here and then take the arm up and around the back, or you pick up the right leg and it goes over the left. Pick up the right leg, it goes over the left. And then I use my right hand here and I just hold. It's bigger stretch. Changes the whole pose. Good, and then release from there, lift the leg first, slowly coming out of it. Good. Right leg then is going to step forward. Shift forward, stretch, open up the front of the hip. And if you can, go lower either onto the floor or onto a block. And then lifting up from there and stepping back. So just bring that leg back. Good. Left leg now steps forward and we shift the hips forward. Just shift forward. You can either hold it here or go down onto a block or onto your forearms. Good, and then from there, lifting up and taking that left leg back. Now we want to walk up the mat a little bit. Knees together, open up the feet, and sit back. Now, if you cannot sit in between your legs, then you're going to use a block or a blanket. And I would recommend that you take your blanket like this and you roll it up. Because watch what you can do. It's pretty fantastic. You just sit right on the edge of that blanket, and I've got it lengthening out behind me. Okay. And then you lower onto the elbows. But see, look, now I've got this blanket supporting my back. It's so nice. And all the way down. Now, if that's too much for you, then you need to stay up on the elbows or up on the hands. Okay, you can stay here, it's fine. But we're stretching out the quadriceps, the hip flexors, and we're also helping with range of motion in the knees. It's pretty extreme range of motion. If you could do this, it means you have healthy range of motion in your knees. Thinking of oleation, I need to oleate myself before I go to bed tonight. All right. And then to come out of it, if you're all the way on the ground, heel of the hand goes onto the heel of the feet. Press and lift. Come all the way up. Good. And then press back down dog. Very nice. Right leg is going to step forward now, and we're going to go into Trikonasana. So line up the front heel with the arch of the back foot. If your hand is on the ground or you're using a block, it's on the baby toe side. And then we open up. And we want to open up so that the left shoulder stacks right on top of the right. And then reach. If you need to be up higher, then go ahead and come up on the shin. Line up the torso with the front leg. And we are going to go into Ardha Chandrasana. So half moon, release that hand in the air to your back. Turn your head, look at your big toe. Step forward the distance of your torso. Take your block with you if you're using one. Activate the leg that's in the air and then release that arm from your back. If you feel stable today, turn your head and look to the side. So we're going to be going from this into a pigeon. So from there, we're going to drop the left hand to the ground. Drop the left hip. So you square the hips now. Release down. Drop the back knee. So get as much length as you can here. And then walk that front foot over. And if you need support with a bolster or a blanket, it's going to go on that right gluteal side. Drop. Good. And see if you can drop down a little lower. So if you're up on your hands, drop down onto the elbows, onto the forearm. If you can get deeper in this pose, release the block or the bolster or the blanket. Curl your toes under on the extended leg. Take it further back and drop. Good. And then from there, lift up, step back, down dog. Pause there. All right. And then from there, we're stepping now forward with the left leg. Again, we're going to go into Trikonasana. So line up the front heel with the arch of the back foot. Your hand or block goes on that baby toe side. And then you open up and you stack the right shoulder on top of the left. Both legs are straight. Come up a little higher on the shin if you need to. Line up the torso with the front leg. And then releasing that arm that's in the air to your back, turn your head, look at your big toe. Reach out the distance of your torso, lift your leg up. Strong and steady, then release your arm if you feel stable. And turn your head and look to the side if you feel stable. Super strong. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Then the hand that's in the air is going to swing around. You're going to drop your right hip down. Okay. And then we lower. Go back as far as you can. You want to go really wide because remember, we're going to drop the back knee. Walk the front foot over. Use a blanket or a bolster or a block to support that left side of the glutes for pigeon. All right. You can start out lifted. And then eventually try to go a little lower. Drop down and relax. If you want to make it deeper, extended leg, curl the toes under, take the knee further back. Good. And then from there, we're going to release out of that. And you're going to just take your hips, just shift over to the left side. Pull your back leg around and it goes over both sit bones down. And if you can't get them down, then you want to sit on a blanket. Okay, so you have that right leg over the left, sit up tall and rotate to the right. Good. Now, bottom leg extends. Bottom leg extends. And you take the top leg over, stack your knees, and drop into a forward fold. Use a block if you need to. If you don't have a block, then you want to take your fist on your knee and support your head. No, it's not time. It's not time. Go. It's not time. Go. Go. She thinks it's Shavasana meditation time. It's not. Silly dog. All right, and slowly, slowly coming up. We're switching sides. So you had your right leg over. Right leg now goes under, bent. Left leg goes over. Sit up tall. Use a blanket if you need to. And now we rotate to the left side.
And then extending that bottom leg. Same thing. We stack the top leg right on top. Knees stack, and then drop. Use a block on the knee if you need to, or a fist. Good, and then releasing out of that, we are gonna open up the legs, so wide-legged. I'm gonna use my blanket folded in thirds to get my pelvis up higher. So we're gonna go up on my blanket, behind me, wide. Okay, now I do want you to watch out for what's going on with your pelvis here. If you're sitting and this is happening, that's not good, you guys. Okay, you're gonna strain your low back. You need to get up higher on a blanket or a block so that you can lift up out of the pelvis. The pubic bone can tilt forward and the tailbone can tilt up and back. Okay, really important. If you're very, very stiff in your hamstrings and your pelvis, it's not just the hamstrings, you guys, it's the back, it's the pelvis, it's all of it. It's all connected. So you just have to get up higher. That helps. Come to the edge of your blanket so that the pelvis then can just kind of teeter right there on the edge. Pubic bone drops, tailbone lifts. And then we just open up gently to one side. And we're going to be doing 3 different versions of this. Start out nice and mellow. Breathe into your ribs. It's not really a good idea for us to be breathing in Reno right now. We have all of this horrible air quality from that mosquito fire. And then lift and go to the other side. Hopefully you're indoor and you've got air conditioning. And filter out some of that smoke. Again, breathing into your ribs. And then coming up. Okay, we're gonna go a little deeper. So you're gonna drop to the inside of that leg and then drop down and see if you could grab your toe. Now there's a couple options here. You can either do it that way, or this bottom hand comes up, grabs the big toe. You drop your elbow to the inside and the other hand grabs the baby toe. Oh, that's neat. You got to keep the opposite hip
down. Good, and then release, and we go to the other side, same thing. You're gonna drop and reach for the toe, or that bottom hand comes up, grabs the big toe, you drop the elbow to the inside. The other hand grabs the baby toe. Keep opening up the chest, you guys. Opposite hip, keep it down. All right, then lifting up. And now we're going to turn the torso towards the right leg. Turn the whole torso. Drop the belly down onto that thigh. So the belly drops onto the thigh. So you have to keep kind of pulling to the back. This is what I have to do. I just keep pulling myself over and dropping down. It even helps to grab the outside of that leg and just kind of keep pulling, because you want to keep dropping the belly down onto the thigh. All right, and then lifting up, going to the other side. So you're again, same thing. You move the torso over. You want to drop the belly down. Use this outside hand to pull. In the other hand, you can grab the leg, kind of pull yourself over. This is going to be more oblique. That's why I like to do this. Keep moving the torso over. Drop, drop, drop. Good, and then release, legs in front, dropping into a forward fold. And then from there, we lift up, drop down, push up into bridge. And then from bridge, just hold it there for a little bit. Keep pushing into your feet. Try to get the pelvis up a little higher, open up the chest. Good, and then dropping down. Okay, now we do our shoulder stand. I'm giving you a couple different options. You can do shoulder stand either supported here. So the feet are going to be over the eyes, or full shoulder stand. You stack the ankles over the knees, over the hips, over the shoulders, or grab a bolster or a blanket and do it against the wall. So if you're really needing a little more restoration, then go to the wall. If you need a little more support tonight, I'm going to come up on the wall. I'm using my blanket. And that's just getting my pelvis up a little bit higher. And then relax. listen to your body. Do what feels right for you tonight. So if you're feeling a little more tired, then you want to make sure that you do more of the restorative shoulder stand. Good. 5 more breaths. So whatever shoulder stand you're doing, 5 more full breaths. Inhale, exhale out of the nose. Good. Once you've done your 5 full breaths, slowly come out of that. If you're on a bolster or a blanket, you'll need to come off. And then we're going to do a little side to side. So releasing to the right side, look to the left. Then taking those legs over to the left side and looking to the right. Good. And then from there, extend your legs. And we're going to set up for Shavasana. Definitely support your low back by taking a bolster or a blanket underneath your knees. Cover your eyes. And if you tend to get cold, cover yourself up. We're not quite there yet for cold temperatures. Maybe in San Jose, though. Okay, and then Shavasana, corpse pose. Remember, when you go into corpse pose, you want to hold it. And you want to let that body go completely still and silent. It's not that easy to do because you're not only trying to do that for the body, but you're trying to do it for the mind and your emotional body as well. So get yourself into stillness and then relax. Let go.
All right, begin to deepen your breath. Allow some movement into your fingers and toes. Gently, slowly roll to your right side and pause there for a moment. And then slowly bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Awesome. Hands together, connecting your thumbs to your heart. Ugh. Good. Close your eyes. Pause. So you want to make sure that you sit comfortably and that you lift up out of the pelvis, reach through the spine, add space in between each vertebra. Reach all the way through the crown of the head and then relax. Relax your head, your face, your neck, your shoulders. Let your arms relax. Let the torso relax, but keep the spine lifted. Let your belly relax. Pelvis, the legs, the feet, the toes. Want to hold yourself relaxed and at ease as much as possible. Hold the body with ease. Notice when you have tension in your body and allow yourself to let go of that holding as much as you can. Breathe into it. Good, and may you have a wonderful, peaceful evening. Great night's sleep, you guys. Namaste.